Do you ever reach a point where everything inside you feels like it's about to spill out, like your mind is a constant storm, and no matter how hard you try, the waves of frustration drown out the peace you desperately crave? It's the kind of frustration that keeps you up at night when your thoughts refuse to settle, when everything seems to be in chaos, yet you can't find a single way to quiet your mind or soothe your heart. Sometimes I feel like I'm caught between what I want to believe and what I fear is true. It's a battle of emotions, a constant tug of war that leaves me wondering if I'll ever find peace. There are moments when I feel like I'm on the edge, not quite sure which way to go, but knowing I can't stay where I am. I'm restless, frustrated, and desperate for some clarity, but it feels like it's always just out of reach. The truth, when it hits you, isn't always the answer you're hoping for. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, and it shakes your very foundation, leaving you lost in your own thoughts, unable to find your footing. Have you ever felt like the truth is a secret you're desperately trying to uncover, yet every step you take just leads to more confusion? You want clarity, but the frustration of not knowing eats at you piece by piece. The most frustrating feeling isn't just confusion, but the knowing that something is missing, that there's more to the story than you're being told. It's the itch in your mind that you can't scratch, no matter how hard you try. When you're overwhelmed with emotions, it's like a storm inside your chest. You try to silence it, to calm it, but the frustration won't let you. It keeps you awake at night, tossing and turning, desperate for a solution. There are times when the truth feels like an endless riddle. No matter how many times you try to solve it, the pieces don't fit, and you're left with this burning frustration, wondering if the answers even exist. Frustration is a suffocating feeling, one that creeps up on you when you least expect it. It clouds your judgment, makes everything seem harder than it should be, and leaves you questioning if the truth will ever come clear. The worst part about frustration is not knowing how to stop it. It's like a river that never ceases to flow, and no matter how many ways you try to steer it, it carries you to places you never wanted it to go. Have you ever wished for an escape from your own thoughts? A break from the cycle of frustration and restlessness that never seems to end, leaving you wide awake in the dark, wondering if there's ever going to be an answer. It's not just the frustration that keeps me awake, it's the longing for something more, the desire to understand, to know the truth, to finally find peace, but not knowing where to begin or how to get there. You know the feeling when you're desperate for clarity, but everything seems so unclear. The frustration builds up like a wall you can't break through. and all you want is the truth, but it feels so far away. The struggle isn't just with finding the truth, it's in accepting it. The frustration builds up as you try to force answers from the world, only to realize that some truths come in their own time and not on your terms. In the quiet moments when everything is still, that's when the frustration becomes unbearable. It's like a weight on your chest, a heaviness that comes from knowing that something isn't right, but not being able to figure out what it is. Do you ever feel like you're running in circles? Every time you think you've found the truth, you discover another layer, another question, and the frustration only grows, pulling you deeper into the unknown. I wish I could close my eyes and let the frustration melt away, but it's always there, like a shadow that follows me wherever I go. No matter how much I try to distract myself, it's always lurking just beneath the surface. It's frustrating trying to make sense of everything that's happening inside your head. It's as if your mind is screaming for an answer, but no matter how much you search, the truth remains elusive. Sometimes the hardest part isn't feeling frustrated. It's the helplessness that comes with it, knowing that you want to change things, to understand things, but feeling powerless to do so, no matter how much you try. There's something suffocating about being stuck in your own thoughts, especially when they're filled with frustration. It's like you're trying to breathe, but the air is thick with confusion and you can't find your way out. The truth isn't always what we expect it to be. Sometimes it's harsh, painful, and leaves you feeling more frustrated than ever. But maybe, in the end, it's that very truth that will lead to the peace you're searching for. Do you ever wonder if the frustration you feel is just a sign that something needs to change?